بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. We continue inshallah ta'ala with describing the way the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam performed wudu. Starting first of all with a command from Allah, which makes the wudu in of itself an act of worship. Allah ta'ala in Surah Al-Ma'idah, Surah 5, in Ayah 6, Allah Ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu idha qumtum ila as-salah, O you who truly believe, when you intend to perform as-salah, faghsilu wujuhakum, wash your faces, wa aydiyakum, and then your arms all the way to the elbow, wamsahu bi ru'usikum, and wipe over your head, wa arjulakum, and then wash your feet. This is all what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in regards to wudu. In other words, these are very specific body limbs to be washed. And this is the legislation by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it is usually, this ayah is the reference point in regards to the act of worship called wudu. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam came in to explain to you and I the meaning of what the command of Allah in regards to wudu means. All of the details that are added, the very specific details by the Prophet ﷺ is an explanation of what the ruling is in regards to wudu and how wudu to be performed. Now, when it comes to wudu and wudu terminologies, wudu meaning fath, put fatha on the waw. Wudu, it's the water you use. The water you use to wash your limbs for wudu is called wudu. The act of worship, all of it, the washing of all of the limbs, the process of doing all of that is called wudu with the dhamma. This is a very, very nuanced kind of distinction in terminology in that regard. And then wudu is detailed by the Prophet ﷺ, as we mentioned. But there is a very specific part I wanted all of us to pay attention to. And this is, of course, related with wudu. And that is what is known as istinjaa'A. Istinjaa'A is when you wash your private parts before you start your wudu. The istinjaa'A is of two sorts. One, or rather two etiquettes that we should keep in mind in regards to istinjaa'A. First of all, you wash your body, your private part only when you use the bathroom for number one or number two, whether urine or feces. And with that, you ought to wash. You ought to wash your private part. If you just went to napping or you pass gas, istinjaa, meaning having to use the bathroom to wash your private part, is not necessary. And this is where the fine line comes in. Because for so many, they are of the understanding that wudu starts with istinjaa, and that is to wash your private part every single time you want to do wudu, as even if you just pass the gas. No, istinjaa is a requirement to process, or a first step to perform wudu, only if you use the bathroom for number one or number two. If you didn't, then you don't have to wash. This is one. Number two, when it comes to washing the private part, some people are very excessive. So much so that the waswas, it gets to a point of becoming a phobia or a paranoia, that they wash and wash and wash, thinking that they have not washed enough. What is enough? For as long as you wash the filth off, whether that is urine or feces, the minute you wash your private part thoroughly, then that's that. The waswas should be left by ignoring it altogether. not listening to it, because you could find, unfortunately, so many. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant, inshallah ta'ala, recovery from that paranoia to all of those who are afflicted with it. And this is a real and a serious problem with so many people who would take forever to just wash the private part before they start wudu. And when they start one wudu, that takes them again forever and a day, to where they wash and they be going back again. Did I wash? Did they keep second guessing themselves? All of it from waswas, all of the whispers of shaitan, la'anahullah. The point, when it comes to washing the private part, it is very important that you do it only when you go to the bathroom for 1 or 2. And then when you thoroughly wash yourself, then you walk out and you start doing the other steps of wudu. Number 2, when it comes to the istinja', as we mentioned before, do not use, as the Prophet ﷺ in this regard taught us, very beautiful etiquette. And it's very lofty etiquette in this regard, and that is not to use your right hand either by holding your private part or washing your private part, rather with your left hand, as you pour water with your right, and in a bidet, whatever the case might be. The main thing, you do not hold or touch your private part with your right hand, rather with your left hand, as he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, showed you and I that the right hand is used for clean and lofty things. You wanted to touch the Quran and turn the pages, turn the page with your right hand, not with your left hand. Keep the left hand for what? You want to blow your nose with your left hand. You want to wash yourself. You want to, if you see something filthy on the ground, you want it to clean it with your left hand, not with your right hand. These are very simple etiquettes. Yeah, it put the person in that lofty mannerism, even with yourself in that regard, that the left hand is made for things that the qada'i hajati, the Prophet ﷺ used it to clean himself with it, and also for filthy things. But when it comes to the right hand, it is used to eat, and also for lofty and clean things. This is very, very simple, inshallah ta'ala, pointers in regards to the istinja', and that is to how to wash yourself when you go to the bathroom, inshallah ta'ala. And again, in this regard, the Prophet ﷺ gave you and I the etiquette that if you are about to walk into the bathroom, you always walk into the bathroom with your left foot, and you say, "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim," when you walk, before you walk in, with your left foot. When you leave, you leave the bathroom with your right foot. You leave with the right foot. You walk in with your left, and you walk out with your right foot. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us amongst those who, when they hear this speech, they follow the best of it. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyina Muhammad. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.